Hello and welcome to yet another installment of WrestleCon's version of Shoot Conversations with Chris Hero. We got a good one for you. I am Chris Hero. You guys know that. I used to wrestle as Cassius Ono, and I'm here with my namesake, Mr. Sonny Ono. Sonny will be helping us throughout this interview because my guest today, Ultimo Dragon. The name speaks for itself. One of the most incredible technical and high flyers, and he's innovative, also a very stylish man, and God, he just looks so fucking cool, right? I mean, just without even seeing him wrestle, you see his mask, you see his outfit. Whew, man. Maybe the first time I saw you wrestle was 1997 WCW. Yeah, and just good stuff. So today we're gonna discuss the career and pro wrestling mindset, if you will, of Mr. Ultimo Dragon. How are you doing today?
今日はどうですか？
いやこうやってこういうイベントがあると昔の仲間に会えるじゃないですか。だから自分もすごくなんていうのかな嬉しい。
This is what really makes me happy, but just like WrestleCon,
Yeah.
is that he get to see all my nakama, means all my colleagues,
Yes.
And reminisce all the good times. So that makes me very happy.
ただ僕がすごく思うのはアメリカはこういうイベントがあるじゃないですか。ね。で日本はできてないんですよ。
Says this kind of event, the experience it's unique to the United States.
Yes.
俺はこれは素晴らしいと思うんです。
They don't have something like this in Japan. So something like this is pretty wonderful.
日本も 1.4 とかあるじゃないですか。だけど
Yeah.
それだけじゃないですか。
And Japan has like January 4th event,
あとは
Tokyo Dome.
オールジャパンもお正月あるじゃないですか。
All Japan
だ
has
け
a
ど
big event as well.
興行プロレスの試合しかやってないじゃないですか。だからこういうイベントっていうファンが多分望んでると思う
All
ん
they
で。
do is have a big event.
Yes.
だから日本でも将来的にこういうのをやるべきだと僕はやった方がいいと思う。
He believes that Japan should follow in footstep
Yeah.
and do something conjunction with those big shows like Tokyo Dome shows
course.
and have an event like this
あとメキシコもね。
and along with Mexico too,
Yeah.
to have event for the fans, because WrestleCon is for the fans.
Yes.
だから我々彼はよくわかると思うんですけど、
I believe you understand.
90のプロレスっていうのは日本のがすごく進んでるっていうふうにファンの人も思ってたんじゃない。ね
He says, you understand because you're a wrestler, you have a wrestling experience, but like a 90 wrestling, I think a lot of American fans certainly thought that they were advanced.
Yeah.
The Japanese wrestling was.
Yeah.
But truth of the matter is, maybe wrestling was, but it's really for, American
だから
wrestling
あと
is more fan base.
自分が思うのはやっぱり
What I personally think
やっ
is,
ぱりアメリカのプロレス一番。あとはアメリカがあってメキシコがあるんです。
he says, my personal belief is the Americans still have number one wrestling
Yeah.
universe, and then Mexico,
Yeah.
で日本ですよ。
then Japan. That's what he said.
Yeah, yeah. Can you imagine a fan event, a mega event in Japan, where you have,
こんなこと考えられますかって。
Kobashi and Taue. You have, yourself, great Sasuke, Muta, Masachono,
Right.
and the fans can come and pay tribute.
Right.
And
ファンが来れるね、こういうようなイベントね。
本当は僕はやってほしいけど、ただ残念ながら日本における今のプロレスっていうのはアメリカってすごい誰でも知ってるじゃないですか。日本は残念ながらプロレスっていうのはもうこんな小さくなって。
He says, unfortunately, in Japan right now, is like he believes that American wrestling is bigger than life, But in Japan, it's getting smaller and smaller.
yeah, yeah.
今
yeah.
例えば日本で有名なレスラーいるじゃないですか。聞いても誰も知らないよ。
He says, even in Japan, public doesn't really understand who's the famous Japanese wrestlers are.
Yeah.
There isn't, too many of those guys around anymore.
いまだに僕が聞かれるのは僕のことは誰も知らないじゃないですか。であなたは馬場さんのとか猪木さんとかいまだに僕が聞かれますから。
He says, people in Japan don't really know
俺のことも知らないし
Ultimo Dragon outside of Japan. So they'll ask, says, well, you're a wrestler. Okay, are you with Inoki-san or are you with Baba-san?
Still ね
Yeah,
Yeah.
still,
Yeah,
even to
still.
this day. Yeah.
So because Baba and Inoki are the icons,
Right.
and maybe the culture of Japan understands these
Them,
two,
yeah.
but they don't know that New Japan as
Right, right.
Tanahashi and Okada, and
Right,
and,
right.
you
Yeah,
know,
the public, general
Yes.
public doesn't know. Of course, the hardcore
Yeah.
wrestling fan does, but
yes, but
right.
yeah, culturally,
And even if I can mention, even back in the days when we had New Japan had such a great relationship with WCW,
yes,
Hobie elevated Chono Muda with NWO Japan, which was huge,
Huge.
still probably to this day the biggest angle
Yeah.
to hit Japan, and there hasn't been one. There really hasn't been.
Yeah.
It's difficult for them to work, company to company. And
難しいね。
Yeah, 難しいです
Yeah, I think we need to talk with Michael from Highspots, and we need to get a WrestleCon Japan.
はいラソカンでこの社長とラソカンジャパンやりましょうかって。
Yeah, maybe too difficult, but I think the talk here is, oh man, if there's money to be
いや
made,
いやだと思うんですよただそれやっ
It's a great
たら
idea.
それをやったら多分アメリカからお客さんがたくさんいてアメリカ人がたくさん行くんじゃないですか
He says, you have a point there. What he believes is that if you did something like that,
Yeah.
you're probably going to get a lot of American fans to go to Japan.
of course.
You know what I mean?
Of
To
course.
experience the Japanese experience.
Yeah. Another benefit to this would be some of the gaijin that wrestled in Japan,
Right.
but were not big stars in America.
Right.
But in Japan, they're
Yeah.
looked after and revered, and to give those guys, give them
Yeah.
a little payday, and
Right.
let some fans take pictures, and
Right.
wow, it's just it's good. It's good for the heart. I mean, it's good money, but it's also good for the heart.
When I went back with Masa Saito's
Yeah.
memorial event with Eric Bischoff,
Yeah.
and
大阪ね
the fan, they packed the place. Mainly, they had matches, but
Yeah.
they were actually there to see us, and
Yeah.
it was wonderful.
Oh, I love it.
Power of television.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's funny because pro wrestling seems so strange,
Right.
but it brings the world together.
プロレスはね、
Yeah.
ちょっとわからない人はいっぱいいるけど、でも好きな人はちょこちょこ他の世界中
いやいますね
のいろいろな人が
Yeah.
一緒に来ますね。
そうですね
Where in Japan did you grow up?
どこのジャパンで
名古屋
Nagoya. I wrestled at Zep Nagoya for Noah.
はい
のあ
Yeah.
る時にゼップ名古屋
Yeah.
で。
I had some tag team matches with Misawa in
wow.
Nagoya.
Wow.
A good friend of mine, his name is Maki. He has a very small pro wrestling shop in Nagoya. Yeah, Pro Wrestling Maki. Just good guy. Every time I'm in Nagoya, he takes me yakitori. Yes. And at the end of dinner,
チキンウィング right?
yes, of course. At the end of
That's
dinner,
very famous チキンウィング
yeah,
The
many,
basaki.
many sticks from the yakitori. Yeah. Do you remember the first time you saw pro wrestling?
はい
覚えてません
もちろん
一番初めの時自分がプロレスになった時。
小学校のね5年生の時に
I was grade school, 5th grade.
Fifth grade.
自分は昔、最初に一番好きになったのがアントニオ猪木
This is my first love of pro wrestling, and pro wrestler was Antonio Inoki.
Yeah.
一番最初にプロレス見たのはテレビでオールジャパンを見たの
He says, first pro wrestling event I saw was on television,
Television.
all Japan.
Yeah.
でそれでハーレーレースとアブトラザ・ブッチャーが
Ah,
場
yeah.
外で道でストリートファイトしてて
He says, so Hardy Reyes and Butcher doing the street fight.
Yeah.
でテレビわーってやっててえって思ってでもなんかその真っ暗なとこでなんか殴り合ってたから俺子供でじゃない
I was a child.
で
They
なん
were in the
か
dark and they were fighting.
何やってるか分かんなくて
I couldn't
なんか
quite
面
understand.
白くないなと思って
He said, this, I can't see nothing. This is not good.
Yeah.
それで終わったんですよである日学校で僕らの友達とかがなんか猪木さんの真似してるんですよなんか
He says, one of it,
Come on,
he
say
says,
so to God,
he
you
says,
know.
he says a few weeks goes by and later on, he says at school, one of the kids in his classroom was doing Antonio Inoki's move.
Yeah.
で俺何それと思ってそれ
He
な
says,
なんだって
"What
聞
are
いた
they
ら
doing?" Yeah.
聞いたらアントニオ猪木っていうのがいてテレビでやってるっていうから見たらいやあんまりにもかっこよくてかっこいいじゃないですかなんか
He says the kid says I'm being Antonio Inoki.
Yeah.
So he did a little research and found Antonio
Yeah.
Inoki. And he says, "Man, this guy is a cool looking dude, right?"
なんか
Yeah.
ターザンみたいな人じゃないで
He
す
used to look like a Tarzan.
Yeah, yeah.
か、ね、ナチュラルなボディでさ
Yeah, he
かっ
had
こよくて
natural
さ
great body.
いやそれでもうびっくりして僕はもうそこにもうなんていうのかな、まあ、なんていうのショックを受けたんですよ
He says I was shocked by this image.
なんだこれと思ってそれでその後に
What is this?
次に好きになったのはミル・マスカラスなんですよ
He says
Oh.
then second guy, I was impressed by was Mel Muscatus
Yeah.
で彼を見たくて僕は
because I wanted to see him.
チケットお金をね、お金貯めてて
He said
そ
I
れ
saved
で
my money.
リングサイドの多分5列目ぐらいね
He says about 5 meters from ringside.
で見て
He said I saw him.
それでその当時ね多分今から何年ぐらい前かな45 years ago ね
Yeah.
45 years ago.
で多分50円ぐらいしたんですよ
Wow.
5000
Then he was like 45 years ago. He
Yeah.
saved all that money, about $50 back then,
Yeah.
which was
So that-
tremendous amount of money.
Yeah.
僕子供だから高いでしょ
I'm
高い
a
でしょ
child, so that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
それ初めて見に行った時に
When I went to see
席
the
座
first
ってた
time.
ら
Yeah.
上から1000円で買える席の子供たちが降りてきてて空いてるとこ座ってたの
He says, so I'm paying big money, sitting 5 meters from the ring.
Yeah.
And he says, all these kids that bought the ticket for $10, they all came down.
空いてるとこ座ってた
He said, all the empty seat, they were filling the empty seat.
Boo.
だから多分ね
Yeah.
僕彼と一緒ですごいプロレス切ってたんだろうね
He says, like you, when I was little, I was impassionately in love with,
Yes.
with pro wrestling.
Yeah.
でそれで初めて見て
And that's when I saw that, in live for the first time.
それでもう俺話していい勝手にねその後に俺は見てすごい衝撃を受けたのがタイガーマスクなんですよ
Well, then of course I was
Yeah.
impressed with, what got him into his brain and wanted to be like someone who was Tiger
その
Mask.
時に自分はプロレスラーになろうと思ったんです
Just at that moment, I wanted to be a pro wrestler.